Motorsport was speaking to Bridgestone and they said, get ready for this, Neil, we have absolutely no idea how these tyres are going to work. Remember, this track was like sheet ice before they resurfaced it, so they don't know how it's going to feel. So what they've done is they've basically let everybody go out with the softest version wet tyre. But he said, if this track is an abrasive wet track, it will destroy the wets as well. So all I'm going to say is this race is going to be unbelievable because no one knows what the tyre's going to do.
Well, I can tell you the rules, I checked up on them before, they can come back in and go back out on exactly the same tyres they had before. There used to be the old rule, they had to come in and check. If they came in, they had to go out on a slick. Or if they were on a slick and came in, they had to go out on a wet. Now you don't, you can come back in and you can go back out on the other bike shod with the same set of tyres or the same type of tyres as the one you've been running on. So the rules change for this year.
Which is why crutch loads change at Marc in Silverstone from wets to wets was legal at the back.
Exactly right. We at the time were considering the old rules rather than the new ones for this year. So as a safety situation, obviously.
This harks back to Harris a couple of years ago, which destroyed Bridgestone's wet tyres for about 15 laps.
You can come in and go back out on the same tyres. So if you worn them out, then there is an option, and they'll be making it ready right now. The hard option. There's only a soft and a hard of the wet tyre available. And Bridgestone right now will be making it ready. Look at that. You can see the trails coming in. This is Petrucci, of course, the man who finished second in very wet conditions at Silverstone. He at the moment is what? Fourth?
Yep, but he's 9 seconds behind Valentino.
Marquez, Lorenzo he was 3.9 in front of Rossi.
I'm watching the gap.
Oh, Rossi's closed it down to less than half a second. As he knows, he's closed a half a second off 3.9 that there was before. Here is Lorenzo. So 99 of Jorge Lorenzo in second place. Marc Marquez runs off. Marc Marquez has run off the course. That's given it back to Lorenzo. Lorenzo sits in the 25-point place, and that is the usual impetuous young Spaniard that was experimenting on all parts of the track again. We're going to get a better look at it now. Runs on wide.
Pushing.
Yeah, pushes right out, and that's the best thing he can do. A lot of tarmac out there, plenty of room to pull it back, and plenty of time still in this race to regain his composure.
I can hear Casey Stoner.
Talking of fantastic Australians, as I think Casey Stoner is as a rider, Jerry Burgess is here watching, overseeing things as well. Jerry Burgess is at trackside. I shouldn't say overseeing things, should I really?
No,
just seeing
on holiday.
Yeah, well, I still think he's under a Yamaha contract.
Oh, that is Hernandez and Alex DeAngelis. Had a couple of ops already this year.
Held my breath there. The bike has landed on DeAngelis. Look at all that now.
Will eventually. DeAngelis there with San Marinese.
San Marino Grand Prix. This is the trouble that we get when everyone's experimenting with grip out there. Yoni Hernandez's bike is history, and so is the 15 of Alex DeAngelis on the ART, that ancient Aprilia.
They were 15th and 16th places when they came over the line last time.
Yeah, well, when they're fighting for points, they are very, very rare to get. Right then, this man is closing them down. Oh, what would happen with a Valentino win? We would not get out of this circuit for a week. They will be partying here. Valentino Rossi is closing them down. 2.8 seconds last time at the line. 2.5 seconds from race leader Jorge Lorenzo at the line. 2.8 was to...
This is Hernandez drops it.
Took him out.
Skittled in.
Took out DeAngelis.
And he's praying before he stops sliding on his backside.
I think that's an apology.
It's up to DeAngelis here. He probably would be great, my boy.
A good point, well made. Lorenzo from Marquez, from Rossi, from Petrucci, remember the hero of Silverstone just 2 weeks ago. Here we go again. Marquez has regained that confidence to push on that front end, and he's already back on the case of Jorge Lorenzo.
He is only interested in winning races, that boy.
Dry line, and it's stopped raining in pit lane. So, what's the betting on a second bike change? I have to say, I feel very sorry for the team.
Yes.
Which tyre do they have ready in pit lane? It takes a minute and a half to perhaps change both front and rear wheels on these bikes.
Yeah.
They will have set it up with a setup in there. It will have been possibly the hard wet tyre, just in case these are destroyed in wet conditions. But now that we're taking them out and putting in the softest options they can think of for their slick tyres. And they will be coming down pit lane for a bike change in the not too distant.
What Neil was saying in pit lane is Bridgestone was like, we don't know. Go with the safety setting, and that is the softer tyre.
But it may be destroyed by the dry conditions up the power quick enough. These things, they're banging on the limiter. And Jorge runs a little wide right out to the white line, but look who's there, it's the doctor, he's closing in.
Perez an abrasive track surface as well, as we know this one is.
I wonder if he had a different sticker on that helmet this time round. He was the 46th fish being chased by the shark, who he wouldn't name. He is now the shark chasing the fish, and the two fish being Lorenzo and Marquez. I love the way his helmet designer just gives us those kind of intriguing glimpses into the mind of Valentino Rossi.
The photo car for him, Robert Baz, 10th place.
Still it is, best Brit. Where is Bradley Smith now? He slipped down the order. It's Crutchlow in 9th place, isn't it? Bradley Smith and Redding. Redding is 19th, Bradley Smith is 21st. Little late in their changes of bike.
Cal is very quick, very quick. 50.1. There's only Rossi who is quicker.
I'm told that Bradley Smith hasn't changed his tyres at all. Well, he's looking for this to dry out. Bradley Smith could find himself in quite a good position here, because it takes something like 35 seconds down pit lane, 40 seconds down pit lane. If someone comes in at the end of pit lane, it takes them all that time. So Bradley Smith could jump up the order by staying out on slicks.
Is that a dry line I'm seeing?
Yes, it is. That's what I keep saying, George. Exactly that.
Clearly seeing a dry line.
And Bradley Smith is what? 56 seconds off the lead, but if he, blimey, Bradley Smith would leap up the order if he stays out there. That dry line, eventually, and all these guys, all these teams will be observing what time Bradley Smith is putting in on the track if he's still out on slicks. He's the most competitive rider, still out on slick tyres, and they will be gauging the times on.
At the moment he's like 12, 15 seconds slow, but let's see what changes when that crossover point is reached.
That's the one I'm talking about.
That's when we start doing the sums.
So that's when the team will start beckoning the boys in. Dry line is appearing. It stopped raining some time ago, but it's not as warm as before. Only 25 degrees ambient out there, Julian. Well, no wind.
You'd be putting the soft slips in the right of pit lane, wouldn't you?
They will have heat in them, but it's a question of how quickly, in consultation with Bridgestone, they'll lose the heat in these conditions. Don't forget, it's about heat more than anything. I agree completely. They're still running the wet map, as you can see from the lights underneath the back of the seat. Give you a clue as to the electronic interference that each one of these guys are relying on.
We're doing 1 minute 50-second laps.
Yeah.
Compared to the 132s in qualifying.
Still Jorge Lorenzo. Still a lot of water on that cameraman's lens, unless he hasn't wiped it off. That is turn 11, Cavone, which is a breathtaking corner anyway.
Brad Smith, 8 seconds quicker than the last time around.
Thank you.
Down to 159.
That's the point I'm making. He stayed on slicks. Every other team that's out on wet tyres will be observing Bradley Smith's time as to where that point might come that they'll call their boys in that are out on wet tyres at the moment. And we will see a second motorcycle change. It's like London buses, isn't it? We don't see it for ages, and then we see a couple of changes all at once.
That was a forward bike going.
Here we go. Slicks are being made ready. Spare bike with dry setup ready for Jorge Lorenzo. They roll it off the starter. It's running right now. They're going to put the tyre warmers back on it to make sure that it's ready. Gap's down there with Hervé Poncharoll, Julian.
Hervé, has Bradley made a very brave decision, or is it a team decision to stay out there on those slicks?
Yeah, for sure. As soon as the white flag is displayed, this is up to the riders. They know they can come in whenever they want. This is up to their judgment to see if the track is dry enough to say on slick or not good enough. Everybody else but Bradley came in to change for wet tires. You never know what can happen, Now the track is drying. We will see how it goes. We lose a lot. We lose about 10 seconds a lap at the moment. But if everybody is coming in to put some, to change the bike to go out on slick, you never know. Who knows? Anyway, it's a brave move, and let's see what's going to happen.
Thanks, Hervé.
Thank you.
Loris Baz has made his second change. He's gone back out on slicks now while we see Marquez up the inside of there, I wonder. So through comes Rossi. Listen to the crowd. They've gone mad in Misano. It is Valentino Rossi slots in the second place from Marquez, who goes back to third. He looked round, saw the doctor in his face and let him through. It's Jorge Lorenzo that leads. Valentino Rossi, the doctor is second, and then it's Marc Marquez. When will these three run down pit lane? They're waiting for Jorge surely to make the decision. Whoever blinks first on this drying track.
Smith down to 1:53, so only 4 seconds off the pace these guys are doing now. Both the forward bikes have done their second change key ahead of the game, which you suggested.
But still back in 21st place for Bradley Smith, and of course as long as these keep going faster and faster, that advantage that Smith would have had by staying out and the track drying gets less. Bradley Smith will be further behind. These will have time to get down pit lane, get their new tyres on and be gone.
This is...
Watch Marc Marquez here. Marc Marquez gets alongside him and then looks back at him and then lets them all through. What's all that about, George?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I knew I'd be as good as Marc Marquez.
Look at that dry line, absolutely.
But only in places. And it's about how much of it wearing
It's about
out.
heat.
It is about heat in the tyres. When they go out on their new slicks and they come back in, those tyres will have been in tyre warmers. They'll be at the optimum temperature. But if they've only got 2 or 3 corners that they can dig the tyre in to keep the heat in them, they will lose the temperature drop. And once the drop off gets too far, they just have no predictable grip. It suddenly disappears.
Other questions. Wet weather tyres on dry tarmac relate you up.
Oh, they're going to, 100%. It's that crossover. The rider will be feeling it all of the time. You heard Bridgestone, what Carmine Mascaratono had to say, that they weren't sure. They didn't know whether they needed a soft tyre or a hard wet tyre in the bike. They've gone with the soft because that's the safest option when the track is getting wet. Here's Danilo Petrucci, the second place man. He's still on wet tyres and he's making it spin.
That was swirling around like a good one, wasn't it?
Which gives you an indication that perhaps it's dried out and he's wrecked that tyre already.
Oh, Bradley Smith in the 48s. Bradley Smith, quickest man on track, 48-0.
And up to 19th place now. He's picked up 2 places. He's got in front of Redding and Miller. So Redding and Miller have been down pit lane and have gone back out again. They've joined the fray back on slicks as well. Bradley Smith might have played a bit of drama here, but it's interesting when these, how much are they going to lose in pit lane on that bike change?
But Bradley made it. It's a brave decision, and he's done well, frankly, to stay on the thing.
I think with Bradley, it's brave, but it's intelligent brave with Bradley. That's the situation. He will have worked out, and he's rather faster than my brain, that would have suited him best.
And now these guys, the nearer you get to the flag, the more damage you do by going in if you're turning wet weather tyres to chewing
They
gum.
will have to come in. Alessio Salucci there, Uccio in the middle there, best mate to this mate. He's 46, the god of this arena. It is Valentino Rossi, 46, chasing the 99. His nemesis so often, Jorge Lorenzo. Jorge said in the press conference, he is in the best form of his dry racing career. It's the best he's ever ridden a motorcycle in the dry this year. That is a remarkable statement for a man of his quality to make.
With 4 world championships in 2 different categories under his belt.
I think it was significant. I don't think it was for psyching the man out that sat in the middle of the press conference, where the series leader sits in the middle of that conference.
Making honourable shapes now when they get the power down out of the slower corners.
But look how much they're pulling on Marc Marquez now. The 2 Yamahas finally getting it down. Marc Marquez can't stick with them.
That means the rubber won't.
Valentino, when he starts to make his decision he's going to come down pit lane, you watch how close he is to Jorge. He will sit right on his tail for that moment and will dive down pit lane. I think Valentino might be the man that makes the decision first. Here is the slippery stuff, the Vizioso, as we look at Jorge, slightly wrong there, wasn't he? I thought Valentino was going to take, or is this the time that Valentino comes in? Who's the first to blink?
I don't know, I'm thinking back to Aragon last year.
Yeah, but that was going the other way, wasn't it? It was getting wetter, getting drier.
No instructions obviously on the board.
Here goes Ballet to lead the San Marino.